Chapter 3. Where are we? I asked. This must be the maze level of the game, Sammy said. So, we have to find our way out of it? I asked. He nodded and said, we'll do it together. Let's go then, Regina said. We went as fast as we could, but it was still hard to see. Suddenly, I heard yelling. It was coming from somewhere in the maze. Who is that? I asked. I'll go see, Sammy said. Don't go, I said. But it was too late. He had already left. I wish he would have waited for us, I said. I think we should go and help him out, Tank said. Okay, I said. Let's hurry. We ran as fast as we could in the direction Sammy had gone. We almost ran right into a big tentacle that was coming out of the ground. Watch out! Regina shouted. I saw the tentacle coming toward me. I got out of the way just in time. What was that? I asked. I don't know, Regina said. We better keep looking for Sammy. So, we hurried ahead. There he is! I shouted. What's that thing? Regina asked. It's a big, green slime monster, I answered. And it's huge! We gotta help him! Tank said. I don't know if we can, I answered. Let's try anyway! Regina said. Together we all attacked the slime monster. No! The slime monster shouted. I am the best player in the game! No you aren't! I shouted. You are the worst player in the game, Regina said. I wanna go home! The slime monster yelled. I wanna go home! If you want to go home, then turn around, Sammy said. Turn around? The slime monster asked. Yes, Sammy said. Turn around and leave. The monster turned around and went the other direction. Now run! Sammy shouted. We all ran as fast as we could. Finally, we were able to escape from the maze. I guess he's gone for now, Sammy said. But he'll be back. He always comes back. Why did he attack you? I asked. Because I'm the best player in the game, Sammy answered. No you're not, Regina said. We saw you running around the maze like crazy. That wasn't playing. Yeah! Tank said. You're not the best player, I said. We are! Sammy stared at us. Okay! I think you're right! But you will have to play the game better than I did. You'll have to find your way out of the maze. What's the maze level like? Regina asked. It's hard to find your way, Sammy said. Look at this maze! It's kind of like a maze, I said. But not really! It looks like a bunch of trees. But it's not really a maze. Then it's easy, Regina said. Let's go, I said. I think we might find Heather if we get through the maze. Regina, Sammy, Tank, Flea, and all the others followed me deeper into the woods. Before we get into the next chapter, please hit the like button if you are enjoying the book so far. And now, let's jump back into the action. Chapter 4. Oh, look! Sammy said. What is it? I asked. There are two players fighting each other, Sammy answered. Where are they? I asked. Over there, Sammy said. We can see them through the trees. Let's go and watch, I said. We hurried to where he was pointing. Is that Heather? Tank asked. I think so, I said. And that's Arad, the evil rabbit of doom. We need to help her! I shouted. Everyone ran toward the battle. When Heather saw us, she smiled and waved. Thanks for coming to help! Arad tried to trick me. She yelled. You kids will never escape this game, Arad said. I stared at his rabbit face and rabbit ears and hated him so much. We will get out of here, I said. After we defeat you? Let's get him! Tank shouted. Everyone ran at Arad at once. Go away! Arad yelled. We attacked and fought with Arad. But we couldn't hurt him. He was too tough. We have to do something! I yelled. Suddenly, Arad disappeared. What happened to him? I asked. He used a warp zone, Sammy said. Should we go after him? I asked. We can't, Heather said. Thanks for saving me, guys. No problem, I said. We're a team. We have to find another way to beat Arad, Tank said. We will, I said. We'll beat him. I've got a few ideas. Everyone stared at me. I shrugged and they all smiled. What happened to you, Heather? Regina asked. Arad tricked me, she said. I had to keep him busy so you could escape. Oh, yeah, the time travel spell, I said. We should get going, Sammy said. I want to eat lunch, Tank said. We just ate lunch. Flea reminded him. I think we should look for the warp zone level, Sammy said. What is the warp zone level? I asked. It's a whole level that's all about warping, Sammy said. That's what the name of the level means. I want to find the warp zone level too, Heather said. I want to get back home again. It was true. We wanted to help Heather get back home. But it was getting dark and we needed to sleep. Tomorrow we'll look for the warp zone level, I said. Then we'll find Heather's way out of the game. Okay, Sammy said. We should make camp here. It's a good place, Tank said. Yeah, it is, Sammy agreed. We should camp here when it's dark, I said. It's getting dark, Sammy said. We should camp now. I'm going to make a fire, Tank said. Let's get some food. We already ate, Flea complained. I want to eat again, Tank said. Everyone laughed. Those two were funny. Chapter 5. After dinner, I stared at the campfire and listened to the sound of Sammy's music. Can we make the fire bigger? Regina asked. It would help keep us warm, I said. We can do that, Sammy said. We all worked together. It was fun to work together. I liked that. We should sing camp songs, Sammy said. Yeah, we should! Tank shouted. Everyone began to sing. I had never met some of these kids before, but they were fun to be around. I felt at home with them. I really liked it. Would you like a turn? Tank asked me. A turn at what? I asked. A turn at the drum, he answered. I'm getting tired. Okay, I said. Give it here. Tank gave me the drum and I began to play it. The sound of the drum was so loud and powerful. I loved it. Keep going, Regina said. That's really good. I want to play too, Heather said. Regina and I switched places with her. Heather began to play the drum and sing. I loved her voice. It was so pretty. That was very good, Tank said. Thank you, Heather said. That was fun. Hey, I said. What do you think the warp zone level will be like? I don't know, Regina said. But we will find out tomorrow. Yeah, I said. What's wrong, Tim? I'm just getting tired of this video game, I said. And I want to go home. Yeah, me too, Regina said. At least we have each other, Heather said. I smiled. She was right. If we all worked together, we could find the warp zone. And if we found the warp zone, we would have enough power to defeat Arad. That pesky rabbit was making me mad. We had to stop him to get back home. Being trapped inside a video game wasn't all fun and games, but we could beat him. I smiled. I wanted to get back home. I closed my eyes. I started to fall asleep. Guys, that was the end of these chapters. If you haven't already, hit the like button and hit subscribe for more books like this.